Hello, what's going on? We are working on Godot game development. That's what we're working on. We're working on learning game development in Godot. We're making a game. We're making a cozy tea management game. Tea management? Tea shop? Cafe management game? Lots of words with gambling? Question mark? Maybe. We'll find out. But yeah, pretty much it's been a little while. It's been a bit over a week, I think. Yeah, just being busy, you know, working hard, hardly working. It is what it is. Have spent a little bit of time working on the game this week though. What have we been doing on the game? It's a good question. As you can see, got a little loading screen node. Something. I was talking about this maybe a couple weeks ago, but you know, we have implemented a little bit of scene management. At the moment, it's a little like it's not the best thing. Needs a bit of tweaking, but we also don't have an animation. I've drawn a sprite, which I would like to have animating in the future, but that's okay. Maybe we can go ahead and just run it and see what's been going on. Because pretty much what I have done is made the UI a little bit nicer. I've also changed the output resolutions to whatever Godot recommends for that, for pixel art games. So it's like 640 by 360 is the base resolution. And what you do is you scale that up from there, which is good. I'm now getting actual issues with UI, and that's a good thing, because we can properly see the pixels working together or not. It means that eventually I will swap over all of the UI to the correct base resolution. At the moment it looks a little jank because there's a lot of different sprites drawn in different resolutions and some are scaled up, making the pixels not pixel perfect matching together on the screen, but that's okay. Something I want to work on is like getting the text to be nice, I guess, like aligned up with the pixel art. So I need to move the camera because maybe I should just stop slouching, you know. Anyways, let's have a look. I've also fixed an issue that I was having with the game displaying weirdly on my computer, but that's okay. So as you can see, we've got some pixels that look like they're aligned, and then we've got a super scaled up image here. It's not the best thing. So we also have a loading screen. At the moment, it has a minimum of 1 second to run to show the loading screen, so we're always going to be waiting a second between scenes at the moment. You can also see some of these sprites are scaled up. I think these are 16 by 16 sprites, and you know, this is like meant to be different. I don't know, I haven't worked it out properly yet, but yeah. We've also changed some of the art here, so this looks a bit nicer. I think before I had like a blue color background, wasn't great. We changed the image to a little mug. The pixels on the text, the font is rendering properly. It's not like anti-aliased anti-aliased or whatever, however you say that. Looks, you know, clean now. Unfortunately, we're still scaling a lot of the different pixel sprites up. So like this is scaled up. This is not. I think these are the same. This is also, I think this is actually all in line. Maybe these aren't. But yeah, these are scaled up so you can see the width of the size of the pixels is way different. See, we still got the same functionality. I put this text to not be on the side because, yeah, rotating pixels, that looks yuck. Looks icky when we're not anti-aliased and we've got proper things in, so that's okay. It looks fine. It's a little large maybe. I did like it on the side, but we can probably still have like some sort of bouncing, like go in, scale up like this and then back out. That'd be good. So we've got our currency set up properly. It's doing some stuff. I fixed a few bugs I think we had with that. I've also fixed a couple bugs with our timing. So the time starts at the correct instead of 0. It starts at whatever hour we're supposed to be on. And then it clicks up in sync properly instead of, you know, skipping. I think it was skipping a couple hours here and there, which was kind of odd, but it was pretty much to do with rounding floats to integers, which shouldn't be doing for this second conversion to hours, so that's okay. Yeah, I think that's like mostly what we've been doing, but yeah. I think today I may have left a couple of crumbs in the title of the stream, the description of the stream, maybe. We are going to be working on some stuff, something new. Don't know what, haven't worked it out yet, so we will be working that out, and yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff. We love doing stuff, love that. So because yeah, I've had enough of playing with UI. I've been playing with UI, spent a few hours playing with the UI, and I'm just getting the like resolution and stuff in sync. So I think the play is continuing on our game loop and, you know, adding a bit of content now to actually do, because we have our day. At night we can order scratchies, but we can't receive our shipment from our order, and we also cannot do anything like selecting what scratchies that we want to use based on a customer request and that sort of thing. So yeah, there really is quite a bit that we can do to continue on. And I think once we have all this basic stuff in that I'd like to do, I think, yeah, we probably will be tackling like the save load system. That probably won't be for maybe a week or two, but yeah, we gotta get the saving and loading done, you know. Gotta get it good. We gotta do it, you know, from the get-go, get it done. Should probably highlight the game screen, but yeah, I think yeah, let's try and get some of this gameplay loop going so it can be a bit more fun to go through the day. And then we can do our saving and loading, and then we can start adding like little features and content bits that will make the game something to stick around for and fill it out, you know, that It's what we're here for. So I think I will have a sip of my potion and then we'll get to it. Not a tea, unfortunately. Not drinking tea this afternoon. Alright. When I slouch, I cannot be seen in the camera, so let's not slouch. How about that? So, hey buddy, you coming on stream straight away? Are you? Come here. No, you're not. You're just gonna sit here. Hello. There we go. No, you're gonna run away. Okay, buddy. Just got a para for no reason. Alright, so yeah, game. So new feature. That's what we're doing. So when we are, I guess the first thing we want to do is when we do, yeah, we're probably gonna have to refactor a bit of this code, I think. Let's have a look. We need to work out when our scratchy card opens. So I think that's from our, oh, buddy, can't sit on the keyboard. When our, our scratchy is opened. So it's in our day somewhere, I think, or NPC manager. Let's have a look. We are not using that here. Let's see. Manage our day. Need to manage spawning. So don't all walk in at the same time. Get the current scene. Get the spawn point. Okay, so that is not really managing the day. Bad naming, so that's okay. So let's keep looking. Do you know what? Maybe we can just search for it. So in our daytime, our cafe by day, our cafe, which is also not named well. Hello. We start our day, we do our spawn loop. I think it might be in the NPC itself that calls the request. Yeah, I think it goes through that. Buddy, you gotta sit. You gotta sit still. Hello. Yeah, so I think when we spawn an NPC, we've got the NPC node, right? So let's open that. We have, I think request in progress or requesting. Yeah. So we make a request, we toggle request. Should we go to our request bubble and show that? And then that's where the player can click on the request bubble. Right, so they click on it. I believe on the input event. If we have the point, handle the dialogue. So our day is paused here. Our dialogue is displaying. We wait for the dialogue to close. Then we close the request bubble and we toggle the scratchies from here. So I think what we can do is go to our game state where we toggle the scratchies. We don't need to emit this straight away. I think what we'll do is, let's add a comment. So firstly, we need to open the UI. Open the back room. Or go to the back room. No. Transition to the back room to select a scratchy to use. And then after we've done that, we can emit our scratching signal, right? So 2, we already are doing that. Number 1, we need to do that. So yeah, don't we, buddy? Yes. Okay. So in order to transition to our back room and select a scratchy, we need to have a back room and we need to select a scratchy. Let's make it. Let's make it. So where is our back room? One might ask. Well, I mean, we'd probably have a storage room over here, and we could probably do a fancy camera, like, whoosh, could drag it over. That might work, and then we can keep the... We don't have to then have another UI panel to select a scratchy, because, you know, I don't like UI. Yucky. So I think that'll be good. And then I think we also don't need, no UI, and don't need to transition to a new scene. If we completely go to a new scene, we would want to have our loading screen come up, which we don't want to do, especially when we just have a UI panel for scratching our scratchy and brewing our tea. So they are all things that we can do in here, make it a big scene, you know. Our game should be set to scale up as well, so it won't be that bad. Let's have a look. I think, yeah, we probably need to draw something over here, but I would imagine it'd be like a separate room. And then the camera, at the moment, I would love to see the camera's view. Wonder if there's a way we can do that in Godot. So, because what I've done is I've kind of kept the camera at the same size, but I've changed its zoom a bit to match up, because when I changed the game to be a lower aspect ratio, same aspect ratio, lower resolution. Once I've changed that, that made the game real different looking, so had to fix the zoom. We'll probably need a script here to handle the camera, so I would say let's just make a new script. We'll call it entities. We don't have one for our camera. Let's create a new folder. We might have some separate scripts for like camera effects and stuff. We will call it camera manager, I think. Let's create that. Class name camera manager. We probably need export var. This will be our cafe position, I think, for the daytime. Cafe or our, yeah, cafe front or something. Just cafe main. Yeah. Main pos, that can be a vector2. And then we'll just have a position for our cafe backroom, something like that. That's also vector2. Coming back now, are you, buddy? Oop. You need to get comfy. Sit down. We need a variable for the current room we're in. So, yeah, I guess current room. It's a string, I think. We can just say it's in main or something like that. And then we'll need a function to switch the camera to somewhere new. Switch room. And then we'll have our new room as our input. Yep, it's a string. That is yucky, isn't it? That's okay. Current room is equal to new room, I guess. And then we could do like something like transition. So then we have the function to transition, which will handle animating. We probably need to know the current room and as a position, so that can just be a vector2, and then the new room as a vector2 as well, vector32. That would be pretty big. All right, something like that. Maybe we can do like a weight transition, because that might be, you know, a little nicer. And we can pass in current room, pause. So we have our current room, which is stringly named. We might need a function to get current room, pause, based on the room name. So the room, let's return a vector2. What will this do? Let's go get current room pause from our current room, and then get current room pause from our new room. Pretty easy stuff. In here, we can hide our yucky switch statement. Match match room. Case. We don't do cases. Go.switch statement. Can we just like, wish we could just like control click on something like that. Because otherwise we've got some different stuff. Okay. Crash course. remove the case and remove breaks. Default is an underscore like that, and then we'll just go return vector 2 0 0. Cool. So we're always gonna return that. Well, that won't return. That's fine. Yeah. So always return a vector 2 that's at 0 0. Let's say it's main. Then we can just return cafe main. And if it's, I don't know, backroom, we can return our cafe backroom. Can't spell backroom, but that's okay. Simple enough. Hide that. Don't need to know it exists. No one wants to know. I don't want to know. Transition is the part where we actually want to do some code. Coaching break. So yeah, we are transitioning. How do we do that? Let's it's a tween, I think. Let's have a look. So, let's have a look at the tween documentation, I reckon. So let's just go bar tween. Let's create tween. Cool. What's wrong with this? I need to give it a type. Tween. What is a tween? Create tween. Okay. Can we do tween dots? I don't know. Tween property. Yeah. Property is ourself as the camera manager. That's the node. The node path. That's a good question. So let's have a look at this. Creates and appends a property tweener. This method tweens a property of an object between an initial value and a final value. Property. Okay, so the property, so on the camera would be camera manager dot like transform dot position, I think. Does camera have like a separate? Yeah. Transform dot position dot x, something like that. I think maybe just the position. We transform the position, the final value. So it'll go from the current value to the final value. Which means we shouldn't need the current value because the current value should already be set on the camera. Something like that. To the final value is the new room pause. The duration. Let's pass that in. Duration. Be a float. Yeah. How long do we want it to run for? We could set it as a default. Set it equal to like, I don't know, 1.0, 1 second. We'll just smoothly, just whoosh. I believe you can do other fancy stuff like set easing. I'll just search in here. Ease. Easy. How easy is easing? Release. That's not what I want. What can I do in here? Ease type. Ease in, ease out. I just yeah, set ease. Look at that. Okay, so I don't really know what these mean. Let's have a look. Starts slowly, speeds up. So it'll be like slow, whoosh, and then ease out, I think. Ease in, out. Ooh, is slowest at both ends. I think we could just do that, right? That'd be good. Can we set anything else? Pause mode, process mode. What's deferred? What's trans? The default transition type. Like a sine wave? Default is translinear. That's probably fine. Bouncing at the end. Ooh. I wonder what that does. It does like a little... like goes a bit over and then corrects. Like a spring. I mean, we can test these. Could be fun. Oh, wiggling. I mean, maybe bounce or elastic could be fun. Just bounce. Set the bounce. Can I do that? Or is it gonna complain? Nope. It's good enough. Can I just do like a wait? I think that should be fine. Something like that could be good. We need to define our new room. So I think the first thing we do is we probably want the camera to properly align in our editor so we can see what the hell the camera looks like, you know? It's a good point. How about we just set this to, I don't know. Let's just move the camera backwards. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. You just can't see that. Can we change the gizmo? The view? Show helpers? Gizmos. Grid. Oh, that's cool. That is useful. Anyways, it's kind of cool. Let's just move it over and do whatever that position is. So we could just say it's like this here. Actually, Control Z, that. Make sure it's at 0. And then can we turn on like snapping? Smart snap. Grid snap, okay. Like 1 pixel off, can I? like that. So what is that position at? Minus 1896. Wow. Okay. So let's just set the back room to that. Did I set that? Yep. See if we can transition to that. So now we need to call it. Our cafe should know what our camera manager is, I guess. Camera is a camera manager. And so we can have a thing, the tea maker. Yeah. So we can do function, transition to room, something like that. We can just do camera dot switch room. The new room will be whatever we pass in here, I guess. Transition to room, when does that get called? We can listen to our game state, the update scratching. Maybe we need to do we have our current day stored here? Our current scene, we do have a current scene. When do we get that? Current scene equals scene. We can do current scene. So if current scene is cafe, then we can print. It won't print. We'll just screw it. We'll just test it. Test in production. Call it a day. If we are in the cafe, then we want to do our current scene. Let's create a signal up here. Signal transition or switch room. Switch room, which has a name, string name, room. Can do switch room dot connect to, what was it? Transition to room. Cool. Yeah. And then we can just call it in our game state. Dot switch room dot emit dot connect. Connect? Nah. No. Get rid of that. When are we toggling our scratching? Update scratching, I think. Toggle scratchies right here. We set a little thing. Okay, so update scratching. It's called oh no. If current scene is cafe, then we can do current scene dot switch room dot emit. We'll just go to the back room, something like that. So it'll grab it here. It should transition to the room. How do we go out of the room? We can work that out later. We need to build up the UI for that. So let's see if we can get that working. Something we should do in the game state is just not run the next bit of code. Break the game, you know? So we've got our NPC, walked up. There we go, we got a bug. Let's have a look. Non-existent function, switch room, uh-oh. close? Why aren't you closing? Okay. Okay, we didn't need the await there. Update scratching. Oh no. Warning ignore. Unused signal. Values never used. Uh-oh. Something like that. Good enough. Ocean break. Okay, so we had a null. Wait, keyword is not needed. Yeah, we did. We had an issue. I think switch room was nil. Current scene is null. When are we calling set current scene? Update current scene. When are we calling update current scene? Not in here. Find in files. Find. So we pass over ourselves. Okay. Really cool. Set current scene. The scene is a node 2D. Current scene is equal to scene. Should we print something? Print current scene is current scene dot name. Why not? Let's see. Current scene is day. It's called day. Should be there. Looks like it's working. We need to go back to the day. Let's try it. We bug out here, so transition to room. Okay. Non-existent function switch room in base nil. So it is a cafe, so we worked that out. We can't find switch room. I think that's how you do it. If it is a cafe, it should have a signal switch room. And then it does a connect. Interesting. Why is our game state not happy with that? Dialog box, request bubble, cafe day 42. Ah, camera's null. We worked that one out. All right. So average developer forgets to assign out data that we need. I don't think we need loading screen here. I think I've accidentally left that in when I was testing. Yep. So once we assign our camera, we should be able to actually see if our camera moves. Whoa, that was yucky. I think that was the bouncing. Alright, let's mess around with that. So we don't want to bounce then. Between dot. I just don't know if like maybe spring. I guess bounce like does it throughout the whole thing. Something at the end would be good. So let's see if we can. Yuck. Let's just have a look at them. Like a spring towards the end. What does towards the end mean? I mean, we could do like quint. Does that mean it'll go like up and down and up and down? Like a quadratic, you know? Elastic, wiggling around the edges. Transcirc. Bounce is not good. We could try... We'll try quint, why not? I just want to see what they'll do. If I'm being completely honest. That was nice. I like that. What is, if we change it to quadratic? What's the difference between quint and quad? It's a little slower. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Either way. What's the back one do? Back cubic would be interesting too. That's cool. That does like a left to right kind of thing. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Don't mind if I do. Why is this so big though? I think it's because our background is huge, right? 192 by 108. That's not that huge. Interesting. What's our player? Is he scaled up? I guess not. He's just a big boy. He's a big boy. See, if I set that to 1, right? Look at that. Look at this. Zoomed in too much. 0.34 was kind of a sweet spot. I really like the bouncing. That's good. It does like a left to right thing. Although we need to draw the back room. So that's gonna be fun. Should be able to draw it to the screen resolution now and not have an issue. 640 by 360. That would be very nice. Why don't we draw it? I guess we can have like a door kind of thing. And then we can transition back. That'd be cool. Oh no, a debug. What? Don't need to await our transition. Man, that sucks. So I guess let's get to drawing. Why not? Look at where we are. We're in Krita, 640 by 360. Let's do it. Yep, that's our resolution. So I love how the background is just, get rid of it. Delete. Why can't we delete this? It's because it's locked. Okay. I'm very new in the Krita world. You know? Let's open recent. Let's grab some colors Steal some colors. This is a lot of pixels. Yeah, yeah. You know. There you go. It's my new drawing. It's the new background. It is a lot of pixels. I wonder if I can just open the... Oh no. Oh no. Let's have a look. Where's just our background cafe? The Photoshop file. I wonder if we can, yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, we did some playing around in here. What resolution is this? That's a good one. 192 by 108. Huh. Well, that's not going to scale up, is it? I think the players, we copy it, right? Copy most of it. Hit the Control C, hit the Control V, something like that. Can we just scale it up? It's all blurry though. Don't like that. Can we scale up by not doing blurry? A non-blurry scale up? Oh, it's this tool. Transform a layer. Can I like... Perspective. Whoa. Nope. Uh-oh. What did I do? I think it's gonna stay blurry no matter what. This kind of sucks. Does that mean we're drawing something fresh? I think so. At least let's keep some of the stuff like the size of the room to wall going. Should be good. Brush tool. What's this? Can we pick that? Oh. We can. Okay. Alright, it's gone. How do we do a straight line in this tool? Whoa. Okay, that's cool. Let's do that. No, that picks a color. Alt? No. Line tool? That's better. Wow, there we go. Look at that. We've already got the wall. Okay. Can we do a fill in? Because we are lazy. Yes. And then all we need now is the floor, I think. How are we gonna do that? Well, we're gonna connect these up, of course. They're already connected up. So we need to just copy the squares, I think. Just grab that color on here, this layer. And then let's just do 1 pixel lines. Why not? It's good enough. Works for me. We can always fix it up later. Just copy this. Nice. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Absolutely not. That's okay. We're just drawing squares. And we won't even be able to know what they look like yet. How good. See? They're not even lined up. It's okay. What's the shortcut for this? F. Uh-oh. Oh, they're not lined up. Yuck. Okay. Bop. 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 This is not gonna be good. This is terrible. It's okay. Alright, I think we get the gist, so let's try and draw them properly with the line tool again. Can just maybe fill that in with the brush. Well, they're not perfect, but and you can do things like, oops, grab the line tool and draw a line above. Like that. Pixel size is 3. Probably. Hit the 2. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. It's almost there now. That's a bit too much. Alright, they're kind of lined up. So now we can go with the line tool. Get going. I don't know why it does that. Goddamn. Lucky we got this background that we can use. This should probably be a little lower. Yeah. It's fine, right? Yeah. Yep. We'll be alright. How many across is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't mind me. You couldn't even see that. I was using my finger to count the pixels. Not the pixels, these squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably a creator way to make these line up a little nicer. Is that something we're going to do? Or work out how to do? Absolutely not. Yuck. Let's try that again. Because they are going halfway down, but that's okay. Uh-oh. It's getting icky real quick. Oh well. I don't know why that one's not lining up. There it is. Oh no. Broken the flow. Uh, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yes. How many down is it? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I think this one's wrong. I think that's wrong too. I think that's wrong. Ask the programmer to draw art, you say. It'll be fine, you say. It's okay. It's not too bad. We're not doing terribly, I'll be honest. I love how these are not lined up now. It's good. I love that for us. Oh. Alright, let's just draw a line all the way across because I'm lazy. That is not even the right size. It's also not the right size. It's better. There we go. Line previews need to catch up. I'm too fast for them. Oop. That's not good enough. Cool. Then every 7, so, oh god. Oh no, it's because I moved. I broke the whole system. Right, let's just put it right here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right down this right here is gonna go all the way down. Wow, who would have thought drawing bigger lines would have made everything easier? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That does not line up. It's okay. Alright, now we just fill in. There we go. The only issue is right here and there. And that. There's a few issues. It's not perfect. We just hit eraser mode. Boom. Boom. Nice. Let's draw the white. It's now a gray. We're in the back room, of course. It's not as clean. There we go. Look at that. We've got 1 pixel mistake right there. Just hit that. Fill it in. There we go. This is now the back room. It looks eerily similar to the front room, the main cafe. We should probably save this out as is. Be good. Potion break. Alright. This is not in our UI. we probably need like some sort of like backgrounds folder. Let's call this the, I don't know, cafe base underscore 640x. Something like that. Good enough. Where'd my mouse go? It's hiding. Hiding behind all the gray. It's because the, there we go, it's easy to see. Yeah. Hello. Jitspo. What's going on? We are working on a cozy tea cafe management game. Maybe a hint of gambling. Doing a little bit of drawing as we go, because we got a couple of things here. We're working on some new little room in our cafe game. So yeah, it is what it is. We've just finished the drawing, so we can probably separate our rooms out. So this could be our, I don't know, back room, background, back room. In here, oops. Just get rid of that. Hey buddy, back. Oop. Whoa. Yeah, so in our back room, we do need our background, which would be a sprite. Would be good if we save this out. Give it a PNG. Whoa. Oh, thanks for the raid. Appreciate that. What's going on? Sending my viewers to the back rooms. Yeah, we're going to the back rooms right here. We're in the back rooms. We're back rooming. Yeah, we're creating the back rooms. You know, gotta go to the little storage section. Get our scratchies so we can gamble our way through the game. Serve our customers, our loyal customers, and make some hard-earned teas. That's what we're doing. We have a background and we have the cafe base. All right, that is a lot smaller. That is because our camera is zoomed in a ton. So yeah. Whoa. What are you, you're streaming some game development, or were streaming some game development? Let's have a look. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Usually do game dev, just playing some games tonight. Nice. It's pretty good.
All right.
Oops. It's pretty good. Good to chill out. Just been chilling a bit myself. Taking some hard-earned time off work, you know. Doing a little bit of game dev. Do mostly coding all day anyways, so good to take a bit of a break from that too, but yeah. Alrighty, so let's chuck this over here. Our camera though is huge. So what happens if we set that down? Yep, it's a bit better. We can probably change this as well. It is 10x scaled, okay. That's good to know. Let's 3x scale it. There we go. Gotta go grab food. Good luck with your project. Thank you. Hope you have some nice food and a nice evening, day, night. But yeah, alrighty. So our player is not scaled up though, so that's a little concerning. Our sprite is scaled up though, so we can just do that. And then, there we go, nice and small. Chuck him over here. He does look a little small though. Maybe scaled up by 2. What does that look like? That's better. Nice. Our NPCs will be huge, so we need to fix them as well. Let's have a look. In our NPC NPC node. Yeah, just go back down to hope 2 works. This request bubble is now huge. Bubble itself can be like 2x. Oh no. Quest icon can be 2x. Cool. That's okay. Oop. Is a little smaller though. Let's have a look. That's too big. They're not perfectly aligned, I'll be honest. Pixels are not matching. That's okay. We'll work it out. I think before we struck our base, back room there, and we'll set this back to 0. Cool. And if we move our camera over, camera should be perfectly aligned. Yeah, that's good. We can fix that later, but let's grab this, whatever we're on now. 648, good. Chuck that in. We can reset our camera. And yeah, there we go. So we should be able to move over to our background. Uh-oh. There we go. That doesn't look half bad. I think we will, if we've got the bouncing tweening in, we're gonna have to change the background. We either need to change the background or we need to have our sprites a lot larger so they can accommodate for that bouncing, or we can do some sort of like, I don't know, camera trickery, you know, however you wanna, whatever you wanna call it. We do have an issue. Our path here is now not in line, so we can should just be able to move it up. And just move it over. Oop. Although it's now, we just zero it out. Uh-oh. Should be able to reset the points afterwards, right? Let's move it over firstly. Can we do that? No. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, that's better. So let's chuck it right here at the 0. And then let's change our positioning. Probably about here. Get them to stop. And then they can walk out here and back the same way. Cool. Let's try that. It's not bad. They're very fast though, and that is because... Why is that? We probably need to set their speed down a little bit. Can go to 100 by default. It's better. They're also like up to the bench, which I don't really like either. So let's move that back a tad. It's better. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. I think. Yeah. So we probably need to do one of these, but then up the resolution a bit. So I think just to have it like in the background as like a really long one, because I think it just bounces. Let's just double check. It just bounces on the right hand side, not the top or bottom. Yep. So how do we do that? Is a question. So I think if we duplicate this, let's close that out. Create a file. Save this as, I don't know, background, and then we can scale it up, or just resize the canvas. Let's do like, I don't know. Let's just make the width like, I don't know, 20% more. Where's my calculator gone? Uh-oh. It's on my other screen. Right here. Calculator. No, you can't see it. There it is. Love the calculator. Let's go 640 plus, I don't know, 25%. 800. Okay. So if we try 800, that should account, yeah, for all the extra stuff. Look at that. And we just need to fill it out, I guess. So that should be simple enough. Let's do that. Go to the line tool. God, who drew this art? Terrible, whoever did. Just go across here too. Then hopefully, we should probably make this like tileable or something. It's probably the play. I think so. Yeah. I think that's a little too big though, so if we just Control Z those, we can work out when we need to draw another line down. It's probably a good idea. Let's have a look. Can I just do like a select, magic one select, delete? There we go. It's better. Go here and do the same thing. Okay. Line tool. So how far are we across? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. That look weird. It's not very wide. Maybe we'll just do it out a little bit more. Should be fine. Can always fix it later. Fix the program alright, you know. Too bad this will be the final thing. Alright. Let's make that look good as well. Good enough is what we're going for. Always going for good enough. Might be slightly too skinny, but that's okay. I think, what are we doing? Let's fill these in firstly. Oop. Cool, and then we can, oh, we're gonna need to cut these as well. That's cool. That's gonna delete all of that, I think, if we magic one select. Yeah. Hit the eraser. Brush, eraser, scale up. Oh no. What do we do? The actual eraser, not the fake eraser. There we go. Oh. Go away. Cool. Here we'll need to have some white as well. White, it's a gray color. But that is okay. Oops, it's fine. These are a pixel off. How crazy is that? Is it? Yep. Okay. Who drew that? Good enough. All right, so let's fill this in. I think we need to grab the line tool first. Go back down to 1 pixel. Grab our line tool. Just draw it across. It's in the eraser mode. And we're in the wrong color. Try again. Oh no. Okay. Actual line tool. Cool. We can just fill that in afterwards. We will need to erase that. Or we can do a line tool erase. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's fill in. So, oh, we're on the eraser. Easy. Oh. Cool. Starting to look a bit better. We just need to fill this in. I don't know what brush size this was on. That's too big. I think it was this. No. It was on the line tool though, so we'll have to work it out. I don't know why it was like jagged. Let's try this again. I don't know. Anyways, we can mess around with that later. Let's just fill this in here. Cool. No one's gonna notice. We can save this as a new image. I didn't think about lining it up, which is not good, but that's okay. Whoops. All right. Yeah, we can work it out. We can work it out. So this is the background. So this is actually our main. We will need something in the actual background, and we'll just call this our background. Or maybe we'll just set that as a node 2D. Chuck it here. Our background is gonna have our real base background texture. It is on top, however, so let's put it up here. Doesn't perfectly line up. Turn off the grid snapping. Just like... It's probably because we need to change this as well. I think that would be best. Let's go back to our... cafe base 640. Maybe we should just add in the other stuff. What's this? Oh yeah, so we need that color. And we need to somehow draw that over the top, like right here. I think all we have to do is just line tool it in. Just like that. Did I draw it on the wrong layer? Nope, but it's not even. That's okay. Let's fix that up. Oh. It's 1 pixel. All right. Good enough. Can I just fill that in with lines because I'm lazy? Yes. This should be on a separate layer. Whoops. So let's draw it again and then let's just undo what we've just done. Yeah, cool. New layer. This can be our foreground. We need this on top. We need that below. We want our layer both selected, just so we can see it. Yeah, I want to be on our foreground. Cool. Let's try again. Can we draw a straight line this time? Who knows? doesn't. That looks fine to me. Yeah. No, it's not. It's okay. Oh. There we go. Cool. Just need to fill it in. It's good enough. Looks good to me. Let's get rid of that. It's a Creator file, it's fine. Big Cafe main. We don't have our fancy little window, but that's okay. We can fix that later. Sorry about it. Let's go to. Did I not save that? Oh, maybe I didn't. Say. Oh, okay. I saved it as Creator file. That's okay. Alright, let's set this now. Oh goodness, that's huge. There we go. It's a bit better. So our background here. What were we doing? That looks good. That kind of just lines up. So now that we've got the correct aspect ratio, no, resolution. Let's have a look. That looks good. That looks good. I do kind of want to work out how to tile this, and maybe it should be on its own tiling layer, but I don't know. We can look at it later. Back room 1. Back room BG. This can be our main BG, something like that. And we can just add the base background again, but just move it across, tile it up a bit. Probably put it a little bit more in line. So we are adding that much to it. It's pretty good, I think. That's the camera. Oh no. We have a pixel discrepancy at the end. We can fix that, I think. Why is that? I'm not sure why that is, if I'm being honest. Thought these were aligned. Maybe they're not. Oh yeah, okay. Just the whole file's messed up, that's why. If you drew a line, so let's grab a new line with a different color. If we drew a line all the way across and it was actually straight, see that? 1 pixel off in the Y, and I think we will be the same here. Yep. How are we gonna fix that? We're just gonna erase or add or erase. We're gonna erase this one, so we don't need this. Yeah. Let's grab that here. That's in line. That's out of line. There we go. This can be our lines layer. We don't need that. This is a PNG. Oh no. It's not the Creator file. That's okay. Let's have a look. Does it just work now? Nope, looks worse. It's because I changed one PNG. That's why. That's a bit annoying. why don't we open the creator files for those? Let's just go the base background creator file, and then let's do the same thing. So we've got our nice orange best color. Let's draw a line across. Just like that. This will be our line source of truth if we can get it to be even. Okay. This one is fine. This one is not fine. There's a couple pixels here, so we can go to this layer. Get rid of that. It should just be a 1 pixel difference now. Yep. That's in line, and that looks like it's in line. I think that's all we needed to do. Oh no. Yeah. Looks good to me. We then save as... Am I doing the wrong thing? Should I be exporting? Yeah, I should be. Yep. That's what we're doing wrong. Base background, override it. Yep. Back to 2. Whoops. We need to remove that, and then let's export again. Yep. Control S, switch over. There we go. We're still not perfect. Why is that? It's our actual. This one is also not lined up, so let's try and line that up. I think it's too high up. Ooh. Oh no. Let's just check. Yeah, okay. It's because they're not all perfectly even across, so that's an issue. Let's line these up a little better. Oops. There we go. I think that's a little better. Background. Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, it's not gonna really matter, I think. Let's just have a look. You're not gonna notice that. We can fix it later. Alright, I think we're up to water hydration break. Nice. Okay, so we're in the back room now. So what are we doing in the background? Back room, background, back room, back room. Some grooms there though. Some grooms. Grooms in the back rooms. We're doing something. I will tell you what. Doing something. 1 second. Oop. Oops. Yeah, so in the back rooms, we are going to be able to have functionality to select a scratchy. How does that even look? It's a good question. Thanks for asking me. Let's have a think. So in our back room, I was saying before, I don't really want to have extra UI, but I mean, you probably need some sort of list. Like if we, I guess we're not going to be able to see our list. Oh yeah, we should be able to see the list of scratchies. So if we just wait till the end of day, oh crack, and we have this list, which works fine. It's not scrollable. There's not enough items in it. But yeah, I think maybe we could kind of convert this to select the scratchy that we want, because these are supposed to be the different types of scratchies that you get to be able to scratch your scratchy to get your ingredients. And the scratchies have different kind of things. Moodang says hippo. Emoji. Hi Moodang. Mooing and dinging, maybe. Yeah, so I think if we are able to, if it is in like a basic list, will it be yucky and icky? I don't know. Yeah, not sure. It's kind of satisfying just to click on that UI. That UI took too much effort. So I don't really want to do that. But yeah, I guess if you've got like, maybe a grid would be better, because all the data that you want to see is the quantity of scratchies that you have in your inventory. Your inventory being your stock room, storeroom, back room in your cafe. So having the number of scratchies and then the type of scratchies in some sort of list or grid is probably the easiest option, I would say. Having it more in the game scene would be more immersive than having it in a UI that's like, this is like kind of brings you out of the game and into like some sort of menu, but we don't necessarily want to be in a menu all the time. Most of the game works in a menu at the moment, so I just realized our night scene is not scaled properly, because we've just fixed all of that, but look how tiny he is. So I think we need to change this background, base background. Let's just do the main one. Oh, camera can just be back up as well. Why is that so? Oh yeah, scales up. There we go. Player. Something like that. Cool. It's a bit better. Just make sure our nighttime is a little nicer. Our NPCs are pretty scaled up. I like to redraw them. They look pretty huge compared to the scene that they're in. Oh, if this is 640 by 360, we'd have to I mean, they might need to be 128x. Whoa, nah, that's pretty big. That would be, oh, it's like a quarter. They're like a quarter of the height of the screen. So like, I mean, just grab the calculator, right? You go 360, 90 pixels. It's gonna be some odd reference. I do like this kind of, you could make them smaller. These tiles are probably too big for what we want, I guess. But yeah, all right, so I think I'm kind of thinking of, if we don't have a UI menu and we have like a shelf with our stock, our scratchies, what would that look like? Maybe that requires some drawing. Ugh, I hate drawing. We're getting good at it though. Not really. We are getting at it though. So let's say we're in our base cafe. Our base background, is that the one we want? Oh goodness. Is that what I'm in? Base background. Base 640. Oh, okay. We've got a base 640. We've got a base background, and we have main. Okay, so this is the one that base 640 our cra file. Let's just close these ones. Sure, save. Get rid of everything else. Okay. So our base 640 needs to not have that for starters. Let's see if we can try and work out how to draw some sort of shelving. It's not gonna look great because this is kind of a low-key top-down view, but yeah. Let's say theoretically we have some shelves, and for some reason they are really thick. Okay, so it could be like this. Maybe our UI, it can be UI, but it can just look like this. Maybe we can just do that, and then you could have like the square, which has got the image. This is really terrible drawing. Something like this, I think. And then we've got the image here of what it is, and then the quantity. So we could have like 6. I don't know, 12, whatever. So then we know that if we click on one of these, we should be taken back. Not click, but we need to click and then confirm. So it could be like a checkbox tick. Click and confirm. I think that would work. Maybe we should have a go at making a UI for that. Should be simple enough, I think. Definitely not the hardest UI that we've worked on so far. So I'm getting confused by the backgrounds though, to know what's in the right order. Let's create a new canvas layer. So I think this is going to be like main 2. What? Oh, main BG. Main layer, main UI. Now we are now mixing up our naming types. That's okay. We can turn on our background later. Ooh, yawn break. Don't mind me. Yawn and hydration break. 2 in 1. So yeah, our back room needs to have this UI. So I think if we create a new, why can't I click? All right, let's create a canvas layer. And let's just call it our back room UI. Oh, goodness. I really hate how I've just gone off of what I've been doing this whole time. That's okay. We'll ignore that for now. Main G. Started doing lowercase everywhere. Only today. Why? Because who knows? All right, in our backroom UI has a control node. It's gonna be our, I don't know, a shelf UI. Yep, it's a shelf. Is it gonna be a perfect shelf? Absolutely not. What is it gonna be? Who knows? Who knows? We'll work it out as we get there. Let's put this in a new scene. Day has a shelving. I might call it like a inventory. Might be better. Or backroom. Backroom UI. I don't know. Something like that. We can change it later. Okay, so what does it look like? We probably want some sort of container. Probably HBox container so they can go across. Or grid. Oh no. Decisions. Box container. Horizontally or vertically. Ooh. Just create a HBox container. Yeah. Begin. Let's add some stuff to it. So let's add another control node. This can be our inventory item, or yeah, why not? That can just give it a color rect for now. Cool. Duplicate those. Oh no. We need to, do they need a minimum size? Let's make it 64 by 64. Something like that. Color rect. Full rect. Cool. So yeah, that's just gonna keep going. Is that okay? I think so. It might be better to have just a grid container and just set like, I don't know, 4 or 5. Good enough, right? Why not? So maybe let's just change type to a grid container. Columns. I don't know. Let's give it like 4. Yep. Inventory item, however, will be a little larger. Something like that. Let's try again. Yeah. I think that's good enough. Let's center this. Is this itself centered? No. Let's center this. Yep. I think that's fine. we can probably offset this from... just up a bit like that, and then as we continue duplicating them, they can go down, and it's kind of cool. All right, can we just... whoop. I don't really like how it does that as soon as we hit the third one. Meow. Hello. Anchor. Center top. Yeah, that's better. And then we can just align that up a bit, I think. Yep, that looks good. Okay, cool. Oop. Delete those again. Nice. Inventory item needs to look like something. It will be pretty simple. Pretty much it will have the background or the texture, whatever. It's gonna have another texture rect for the image. The image is gonna be our scratchy icon. Could be above. We should probably make it a child of the rect. We're probably gonna have to redraw. More drawing, oh my god. Let's make that a texture rect as well. Do we have some UI that we can drop in? Maybe. Maybe not. That doesn't look too bad. BG. Got the scratchy icon, so we can pivot that to the center, I think. And just offset it. Be good. Let's turn off this grid snapping. Can we recenter again? Yeah. Like this, and drag it to there. So just have the image and then simply our text. So rich text label. That's gonna be on the right side. Let's put in a default cop. Yeah. Let's make this a minimum size as well. Cool. And then we're gonna need to put this across that. Ooh. Like this. Should be good. Let's put some text in, like the quantity. Center it. And let's default color. Oops. Set the font. Oops. Pretty good. Maybe make that a bit of a gray. Maybe a bit more of a gray. Just too gray. Can we just color pick? There we go. So yeah, I think that's what we're going for. that's what an inventory item is going to look like, I guess. So it probably needs a separate I mean, we can probably chuck it in our... We probably need an inventory system, and then we can have a UI node in there. So let's have an entity called inventory. And then we can save this to a scene. Yep. Entities, inventory item. Scene. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Shelf is its own thing. I don't think that matters too much. Ooh. Just drag it back down. Do we need a background? Probably not. Yeah, sure, we'll be alright. We will need... We open this scene. An inventory item. We're gonna need to set some data on it. So I think it'll need a separate script. Inventory item. UI. Something like that. Or a UI inventory item. Cool. Fuck, ready. Go. Yeah. Export bar, our scratchy icon. Can we do proper casing? Let's just call it icon. Say texture it. And then export bar quantity UI. Icon UI. Cool. That can be a rich text label. Ready, pass, do bar quantity, it's an integer, and var icon. We don't need to store that. Fuck. Set UI, set data, good enough. Let's pass in, I think it's just gonna be an inventory has a list of inventory items, which is going to be probably the type of inventory item, which is gonna be pretty much only scratchies for now, but hopefully using a type we can do something else in the future if we wanted to have other things in our inventory. So the type, and then the quantity of it, and the actual reference to the data that we want. So the reference can be a reference to an existing database that we've got of data for scratchies, or it could just be a scratchy itself. Probably don't need multiple instances of scratchies if we don't need to have them, so having a reference by the type and then the name, and then querying the database for the name, or the database and the name is probably a better idea. So yeah, I think we might have a go at that. So set data, maybe we can just pass in a name here. Maybe we should be passing in the actual data. For now, let's just go icon will be a texture, and then our quantity integer returns void, and we'll just say qty equals quantity. Oops. Quantity. Icon UI dot texture equals icon, and then quantity UI dot text is going to equal to a string of our quantity. Something like that. That should set it up. We then need to, we need to have an inventory class which stores our current inventory. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of work. Little bit of work, but that's okay. I think this is good though, for our UI at least. You could probably have some sort of box around this as well, but it doesn't matter that much, I don't think. Having the white background is, I don't know, could be better. Can we just modulate it? We could, but we'd be setting all of the whole thing, I think. I don't really like that. Just leave it as is. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. Good question. We've got this set up. We need to assign our stuff before I forget. How do I do that? That's a good question. Scratchy icon, quantity, save. Before we forget. So that should just set up. That should just work when we call set data. Our backroom UI, we need to have a separate script to populate our data when we want to. So our shelf probably needs, yes, can be our UI inventory, not in our UI. Probably just go in our inventory. Class name, UI inventory. Underscores, no thank you. Can have a function to populate. Can work that out in a sec. What we need to have is a reference to our inventory item scene, which is a pack scene. We also need a reference to our hbox container to set it as a child. Our container, which is going to be a hbox. Is it a hbox? No, it's a grid container now, isn't it? Grid container. Grid container. It's also a variable. So pretty much populate we need to like somehow loop over the items in our inventory. So let's create an inventory class. Let's create a script called inventory. Is it a node? It could be a resource. It's probably like an inventory manager, to be honest. I think. Manager, inventory manager. Why is that? Why is it not a database? That's a good question. Let's have a look at our Scratchy database, right? We load data from a directory, which we don't want to do because this is static data for each individual Scratchy that exists. This unlocked value, we're going to load that from our save load manager when that exists. We do need a dictionary, I think, of our inventory, but we probably want an inventory item. Yeah, we probably want an inventory item resource. Maybe. Or it could just be a dictionary. I don't need to... probably don't need to separate that out just yet. How about we just create a node based... Oops, that's a scene. Create a script. Just call it our inventory. I think... Is that good enough? I don't know. Work it out. Let's give it the fancy manager name. Class name. Inventory manager. Extends node. Okay. We can change it later if we need. I think it's gonna hold all of our data, so we pretty much need our inventory is a dictionary. Func ready. Just call populate. I don't know, populate fake data. We fake date, fake data. What are we doing? We're doing code that we are gonna get rid of later. We just want to test this, so cool. So we can do inventory dot, I don't know. Wonder if we can just go like, let's go back to our Scratchy database. We can just add a couple of static things. Just have a look. That was yuck. Who did that? Get rid of that. All right. Cool. So inventory at name. We're gonna have our Scratchy name. I think we got default and evening. Evening, cool. Data is gonna be, well, I guess we don't need the data or the UI, right? All we need to know is the reference, which is the name. So the reference, or the Scratchy reference maybe. Something like that. Well, I think I called it a type before. This might be better. Type? Nah. Shorten to reference, keep it generic. So we've got our reference, which is also the name for now. We also want the quantity value. Just say we've got 5. I don't know, 10. That is a string. Okay. So our inventory has data in a function. Func get inventory item. Probably. Name. string. Let's return I don't know, object. Is that an object? I think so. Just return an inventory item. We're gonna create that in a second. I think I said against it before, but I've changed my mind. Let's do that. Inventory item, just a resource. Class name, inventory item. What does it have? It has its reference. It's a string. We'll default it. Also has the quantity. Integer. Just make it 0. Have an init, I think. Sorry, func init. Nice. We need to pass in the reference. So underscore reference is a string. Make it equal to reference. It's default, and underscore quantity is an int, which is going to equal to quantity. And we'll just make sure that the reference is equal to. And alright, this is cool. Alright. Inventory item. So here we just need to return inventory item dot new, and that should be fine. The name, so we need to do a loop. We need to do not a loop, a get in our dictionary. So inventory dot get name default. So var or value. We need to check maybe if inventory dot has our name, then return inventory item dot new based on our item is an object equal to inventory dot get. The key is our name. Item dot reference, item dot quantity, something like that. Otherwise, let's return null. Okay. Cool, so now we can get an inventory item. I think that is good. We do need to do something else, but we can work that out later. Maybe. So yeah, we just populate our inventory. We'll need to properly populate it in a moment, if that's okay. I think our inventory is an auto load for now. So let's just do that. Entities, inventory manager. Inventory manager. Oh. So we should have an inventory manager with data. Now all we need to do is get the data. How do we do that? So when we populate the UI, so pretty much when we go to the back room, we're gonna populate the UI. I think Yeah. Let's just say func ready. Just make sure our is it active? No, visible. Visible is false. Right. Populate. We're now active. Crazy. What else are we gonna do? We're going to go for no item in inventory manager dot inventory. Item has no static type. Can you give a type to the dictionary? Exactly 2 collection element types. Oh, okay. String. Yep. You just need to go inventory item dot new. This is better. Type dictionaries. I love type dictionaries. Probably should go 12 and 5. Love that. How good. Okay. No errors. Perfect as intended. So that's cool. Do we need to loop over that? Yeah, for item as an inventory item. For each item, we need to, let's do some commenting. So we need to get the scratchy based on the reference value. Okay. Whoa, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. What's going on, Jaffe? We're making a nice little Godot cozy management game. Whoa, thanks for the follow. Nubbly. Godot based. That is true. It's pretty based. Doing some cozy, you know, cafe management, game development. You know how it is. We have a little keyword here in the code, scratchy, gambling, maybe, pretty good. Yeah, nice little game I'm working on. We haven't fully fleshed out what the game is yet, but you know, it's a pretty cool idea, I think, so that's what we're doing here. You're welcome. It's nice to watch someone else spending time in Godot. Yeah, it is pretty good. Nice to chuck on in the background at the very least, you know. I do like to see how other people attempt to use Godot. I'm not very well versed at it, still learning, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Don't mind it, so yeah. So yeah, we are, at the moment, we're setting up a basic inventory, which is, you know, it's something. In our little cafe management game, we've created a back room. We've got some UI with some inventory items that ideally we're gonna populate like this. Is it gonna look good? No clue. We do have camera transitions though, so just made that just before, so you know, pretty spicy stuff, you know. Yes, we need to get the scratchy based on the reference value. Oops. The DB. Once we have the scratchy, we need to populate the inventory item UI node. Pretty simple stuff. Is it? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? We are working on some. It's my first time using a properly typed dictionary in Godot because they're kind of new to me, so it's good. Yeah. All right, let's start working on this. So we can pretty much just go var scratchy is a. What is our scratchy DB? Is this a type dictionary? Nope. That's okay. Just get the data value and convert that later, I think. It's a scratchy card. Okay. Cool. Is gonna equal to our scratchy DB dot. Do we have a get? No. Imagine making a database but not having a getter. It's pretty bad. Func get scratchy based on the key. We can return a scratchy card. I think that's good enough. Might be better to say get scratchy card. A little more specific. So we can return how about we just return null, and then we just go if our scratchies dot has, the key being our card name, which is our key. We have it, then var scratchy, which is a scratchy card. It's gonna equal to scratchies dot gets key at data. It's probably not the best way to do it, but I should probably refactor this into its own class as well, but you know, it is what it is. You can just return scratchy. This might error because this isn't typed, so I don't know if it's, yeah, if it's gonna have an issue, but that's okay. Cool. So we should be able to call get scratchy card now. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Get scratchy card at our item dot reference. Cool. That should just be getting it, and then we need to populate the inventory item UI node. So what do we need to do? Let's go. Sorry, inventory item or UI. Inventory item, sure. We have our item. Maybe just call it item UI. Yep. Good. I'm a pro namer. Pro namer. Cool. Is a UI inventory item. It's gonna equal to inventory item scene.instantiate. So item UI dot set data which we made before. Pretty good. It's gonna be our scratchy dot icon. No texture. The scratchy card have UI path. Oh, okay, cool. I totally forgot I had this. So UI path, we need to do a loading thing to load our texture. Can do the resource loader, I think. Resource loader dot, just do a threaded, single threaded load based on the path. I think that should just work. I can pass that in. The quantity is going to be our item dot quantity. There we go. All we need the scratchy for is the UI path. It's kind of not great. That's okay. I think that's fine, honestly. We do need to add it as a child, so we can do container.addChild. Item UI. Oh. We do need a way to call this. So that'll be something. I think in our game state, we can probably populate it once our camera manager's done. In the switch room is probably better. Yeah. Where did I do that? Transition to room. Cool. So we do our camera.switch room, and then we can call our populate on our UI node, which we probably need a reference of. Export bar. Oops, back room. Just call inventory UI. Cool. So our inventory UI dot populate, I think, is all we need. Something like that, and we can work out how to clean that up later. Yeah, that won't be too bad. So let's have a look. I think the first thing we need to do is get this. So this is just gonna load up here. That looks okay. We're gonna need a button to go away from it. Can work that out afterwards. Let's just have a little look, shall we? Let's oh, we broke. Let's have a look. Non-existent. Ah, okay. Classic mistake. Did not set my UI here. Classic. All right. I'm freezing. I need to warm up. We broke again. What's wrong now? Cannot call method instantiate on a null value. Hello. What are you doing? Gotta get a cat attack, I think. Alright, let's have a look. So if I just drag that out of here. So we're calling inventory UI.populate, and okay. So we need to do some null checking if we have the value. And oh, there you are. Hey buddy. How are you? Don't sit on the keyboard. No. Hello. Let's get you here. Oh. There you go. You can sit here. How good. No. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so this is null because I never set that, so crazy. Our container we've never set either. This, we have a pack scene, which is our inventory item. Can I not quick load our item? Oops. Would be good if I remembered to set all these things as I went, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Let's be real. Oh. So we need a delay on that showing up, but look, these have just populated from the inventory based on the random values that I set, which is good. We need to make sure we clear everything first, because this is a test value. Yeah. Yep. Let's just say when we populate, we set our visible to true. Let's also just go for, or we could just do clear. So let's have the separate function, and void. Let's go, little helper that I've got that I stole off the internet. You free children of the node container. Cool. How easy is that? Is it efficient? No clue. That's okay. Cool, so now that one's gone, which is good. UI, we need to wait for the transition to finish before we load it up. So I wonder if we can, that's in our day, isn't it? Scroll all the way up to our cafe by day. Just go like, just like await. Can we, how do we do yielding in Godot? That's a good question. Await, I don't know, timer dot new dot auto start dot one shot. I don't know. I wonder if I can wait timer in Godot. Timer.timeout yields were the equivalent of the await back in Godot 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what. I am a ex-Unity user, so I think lots of yielding was used. I used to use that a bit. I think you can just do like a tree.create timer or something, and then await the timeout method on it. And in here, we can set the camera dot wait time duration. Bar duration, say float equal to 1.0. Oops. Just go duration equals duration, something like that. So we call the value. What are you doing? Come here. Me. Yes. Where was I? Game cafe by day. Yeah, create timer based on the camera dot duration. I think you can just do that and then populate the inventory. Let's have a look. That's pretty good. That is pretty simple. Don't mind that at all. Cool. Cool. What are you doing? Are you hungry? No, we've we've got a hungry cat on our hands, I think. It's getting a bit naughty. Yeah, that works pretty well. We need a way to select this UI, and we need a way to not have the texture scaling ruined when we upsize it. I think because it's a 24x, so we need to scale it up. Go like 24, do something like that. 48 is good enough, maybe. So let's do that quickly. This can be, oh, it is 24. Why does it look weird? I think, I don't know why. Just put it back down. Oh, okay, we were scaling it up. I didn't actually set that back. Be smaller, and label can stay the same. Should be fine. We can fix that later. See if that's fixed. Just gotta double check it. Yep, that's better. It's 1-for-1 now, which is good. I think, yep, let's make a way to select an inventory item and emit that signal up to its parent, or, yeah. I think so. So I think any of these, our mouse needs to pass up to our inventory item, which our mouse can stop on. And I think, is there like a clicked, or we just use the input? I think we can just use input. Connect that up. If event is input event dot put mouse button and I don't know, event dot rest, something like that. I have got a reference somewhere else. And dot index, that's a good one. Probably want to check if it's a left click as well. I'm just going to copy that because I know that works. And I am lazy. There we go. Cool. We probably need to emit a signal. And how do we do that? We can pass the parent through, I guess, or we can grab get parent, I think. Do something like get parent. Dot. It's gonna be some yucky code right here. Get parent dot get parent dot, and then we can add a signal up here. Signal pressed or selected. Selected item. It's gonna have the reference name as a string. I think that's all we need. We can do selected item dot connect that to a new function, which we will call, I don't know, select. Maybe not select item. Yeah, select item is fine. Might be better to call it pressed after all. Pressed item. And then we will select the item. Got our reference. Let's just print selected our reference. Okay. Okay. Pressed item. Cool. Now let's admit that. Good idea. Should admit our stuff. Let's just pass on our... Oh, we need our reference. That's a good one. Reference is a string. We need our reference. First and foremost, I think. Ref. Cool, and then we can omit our reference. Simple. Here. Yeah. Item.reference. Oh, that's good. Is slightly longer than I'd like. Something like that. Cool. So yeah, when we select item, we should now just print that. So I guess we can test that when we click it. We do, however, want this to... Probably want it to like change color or something to know that we've selected it. I don't think it's gonna be good though if we go to like a blue or something. Kind of just want an icon, like a checkbox. Could be good. Just like a little checkbox. Maybe we can work out how to do that later. Let's just see if our printing works. If I've loaded everything up correctly. Just chuck that up here. Selected default, selected evening. Cool. They're unfortunately not looking very different, which is not great, but it's fine. We do want to do a select and then unselect, which we have some UI that we do that on already. It's in our scratchies, I believe. Scratchy grid or something like that. Where is that? Let's have a look. Maker. Yeah, this one. Let's go to this scene. Ingredient slots. How did we do that? Oh, we listened to it. Yeah, that's fine. Look at this. We've got unselected. So we have an empty... We just have a border, I think. That's cool. Just like that. And then we just change the background color. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple and works. So we might just copy that for now. Export bar, selected texture, selected BG. Is that a texture? No, it's just a color rect, I think. We can always change it later. Unselected BG colorate. So we need a function to select, I think. Select. Value. It's a bool. Alright. Need to keep a reference of if we're selected or not. So if we're not selected by default. Value, oops, sorry. Selected equals value, not the other way around. Pretty good if we are selected. So if selected, just say, do some yucky code here. Selected bg dot visible. It's true. Actually, let's do this. So if we're selected, do that. If we're unselected, set it to not selected. So they should be opposite. So if we pass in select true, that's going to go to true. This is going to go to false. If we pass in false, the visibility is going to go to false and then true. Cool. Should just work. We do need to call that somewhere. Work that out. I think, really gonna pee. TMI. I'll be right back. We'll have our empty bladder break and we'll be good to go. Oh, we are back. I think. Yeah. Just make sure the oops. Yep. Yep. The stream's still working. All good. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. What can I say? That was a empty bladder and feed hungry angry cats break. It is what it is. So it was also completely forget what I'm working on break. Start from scratch break. You know what it is. You know how it is? What it is? I don't know. Does anybody know what it is? I don't. Do not. I'm talking gibberish. Okay. So we are selecting. We need to finish making that UI to select. I think we're going to need to use. I think we're gonna need to slightly modify this UI. You can see we've got like this. This is cool and all, but we need to do the same thing for this button, I think. So let's open that in Krita and get to it. Oops, not new. Try using the open. It's in the UI, I think, and then the button. Cool. All right, that's easy enough. So we just need to save that out. Export. Let's make a new folder. UI buttons. It's getting a bit messy. Button border. PNG. Cool. So button background. Exports. Button. B button. Unselected. PNG. Let's change the callout for when we are selected. I don't know. I guess we're going with a blue theme now. Don't blame the cook, the chef. I'm the chef. It is what it is. Oops. That's too light. Too. Gosh. I need it more like pastel. That's a bit better. There we go. I've just completely overwritten what I was looking at, but that's okay. Let's export this as button selected. PG. Whatever. Back here. So this is just going to be the border, I think. Yep. And then we can add a texturect. Texturect is going to be selected. Control dupe. Unselected. Would be good to set them selected. It is a child, but we need to. What is the sizing? Oh, okay. 128 by 64. Can we do the same? Yep, we can. Cool. Let's do that. 128 by 64. Let's chuck it up the top. All we need to do is set it to visible. Looks good to me. Do we have the reference? Selected BG. Uh-oh. Oh, they're color recs. I did say we can change them later. It is now later. Let's have a look again. Selected. Yep. Selected. Anything that matters too much should be good. Drink our potion. Oh, I was bending over too much. I couldn't even see it. Not good. 1 second. Just zooming around. Okay. Alright, cool. So if it's selected, we need to call the select method. How do we know which one? I think we handle selection well in our team maker scene. So let's just have a look. Set selection. Cool. Okay, so this is pretty good. Ingredients selected. We have the signal here, apparently. Set selection to true is called from the parent, I believe. Slot.set selection. Yeah. We do pass the slot up. So if it's not selected, yeah, this is a little bit of logic. We don't care about that for this case. We don't care about that. We do want to, okay. I love how my naming conventions are terrible. I always love that. Always love that. Oh. This is a way better way of doing it. I might rewrite it a little bit and connect it up on the start. So let's do that. Back room. So let's go to the actual script. We set data, we add child, and we can do item UI dot selected. Uh-oh. Let's add a signal. Signal, we'll just call it pressed. Yeah. Pressed item. I think we pass ourselves up, if I'm correct. The ingredient and the ingredient slot, which is self, right? Yep. Look at that. It just passes it up incorrectly, I think. It's interesting. Anyways, inventory item, pressed item. We're gonna emit a UI inventory item. And just can we do that? No. Item. So we can just do pressed item dot emit, and we'll press self. We'll emit self, and then back in our backroom UI, we need to connect that up. Dot. Oops. What is it called? Pressed item. Dot connect to select item. That's better. Then we don't need this. The the item is gonna be the UI inventory item. We can do item dot select value. It's gonna be true, I guess. We do want the existing item stored somewhere. First item, don't need that. So we do need a variable, selected item, UI inventory item. Whoa, degenerate neutron. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. It's a pretty based follow. We've got our selected item, and we just want to make sure that we select it. We unselect it. Should probably be called toggle select, just because antics, I guess. What's going on? Gotta having a nice, is it evening, morning? This fine day, fine Sunday, I think, for everyone by now, surely. It's like 6 PM here. It's getting close to dinner, you know. Alrighty, what's wrong here? Item dot reference. Cool. It's better. Oh no. Duration. Sorry, I'm just going to casually fix these warnings. Duration and reference. In base class, a resource has a reference? Ah, okay. We might need to rewrite that soon. It's okay. I did not know that. So yeah, when we toggle select for the selected item, we select it to true after we set selected item equal to item. And then we just set that one to true. So whatever one we click should now just get that little, the UI picture. We have set it this time. We should probably change the actual UI as well, because we don't need the unselected one. That one should always be visible. Yeah, so we don't even need the reference to it anymore. But that should be good. Alright, let's just test it out and see how we're going. Oop, did I press play? Yes, I did. First try. Oh, we broke. Let's have a look. Function toggle select is null. Ah. True. On the first go, we're not going to have a selected item. So if we have a selected item, it's not null, then we can set it to false. That's a good point. Let's have a look again. First try this time, I swear. I think that works. The UI looks good. We're storing the selection. We can then get the data based on that, and yeah, we just need a way to get out of here. Probably need like a little icon, little arrow. That's the wrong way. This way. Go back, you know? Little arrow. Once we've gone back, we will be good. We'll be all good. I like that. We should turn our backgrounds back on. Just gonna close up some of these. Don't really need all these up. Gradient slots. Okay. Turn that back on for the sake of our camera aesthetics, you know? Just like this. Much better. Unfortunately, you don't know what this is because we don't have icons properly implemented yet. That is because I am procrastinating drawing separate icons for each scratchy at the moment. It is what it is, so yeah. Sorry, not sorry, I guess. And we've also got fake data here. Why is that? Because one, we don't have a save load system, so we're not properly keeping track of inventory anyways. But yeah, I guess once we implement that, then we need to fix up this system. And I just realized we probably don't want the button to say go back or be an arrow to go back. We could have one to go back, which cancels out of this screen and goes back from the back room to the front, the storefront. But we also need a approve button to say, yes, I would like to do something. Yes, let's select this and open the scratchy. That's what we want to do. Because currently we can't scratch our scratchies. Can't gamble. That's not good. Not a fan of not gambling, so yeah. What's going on here? Ah, yep. Pretend like that doesn't exist. Okay, so let's add a little button, I guess. We probably need a button here. Just a texture button. What is the texture? Wouldn't you like to know? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's scale it. Cool. Looks kind of yucky. But I mean, we can add some text to it. Just call it I don't know. Next. Let's I should probably work out how to set up a proper theme, because it's gonna get tedious having to fix these later. Yeah. Otherwise you have to go through and click all these buttons every time you want a new button. It's almost too big. Oops. Let's set that centered. And let's chuck that in the bottom right. It's almost too big. Could probably go 64 by 32. I think. And then we'll set that back to 20. Scale it down a little bit. Don't mind me. Average throat clearer. Cool. Next button. Need it to do something though. That would be useful. Pressed. Let's go into the shelf. on texture button press. Oh no. Can we re-emit that up? Let's disconnect. Connect. Oh, better name. Yeah, so when we press next, we pretty much want to copy game state. I think. Just have a think. How do we want to do this? Double scratchies. Where are we calling this? I think we're calling this false somewhere, right? Yeah. We could just reuse, we could make another function for this and then go, yeah, this would be like toggle scratchy select, something like that. And then here we can go toggle scratchy select to true, toggle scratchy's false. We need to copy this, go. We'll just go toggle scratchies as false. So we can do scratching equals value, something like that. Like that. Go if, not value. We need to do current scene dot switch room. So switch back to the main. Once that's done, current scene. Uh-oh. Alright, is gonna transition to room, so hopefully we can just call await, right? Right guys? Surely. Awaits. I don't see that should be fine, I think. Yeah, I reckon. Scratching equals value, update scratching. Scratching is gonna be true. Emit true. There. So this is where we emit our scratching signal to start scratching. Scratchy. Start scratching. Cool. We need to call this and set it to false though. So that is in our... Oh goodness. Where are we? Back here. Game state dot toggle scratchy select. False. Pretty much. That's only going to be if selected item is not equal to null. Right. We should probably set the selected scratchy here too. So selected item, just pass that dot reference. That's all we care about, the name, so we can grab it. We'll just have the reference, which is going to be a string. It's going to equal to, can I default to null? Nope. Okay, cool. Do underscore reference. Switch back to main. And then, yeah, I think, will it just work? I think so. Let's have a look. Freezing, I need to warm up. Go over here, select, go next. Oh, didn't break anything. Nothing is happening though. Okay. Just make sure we are definitely calling this, right? Selected item equals item. If it's not null, toggle, we're calling toggle stretchy select. Oh, okay. Right, so we have to go if value, and then we do our transition, and then do an else. Very simple logic. Underscore value. Yeah. If we're in the cafe scene, go back to the main room. Let's check it. What's going on here? Need some logging, I think. Print going back to main. Let's just see if that comes up. If we have to go deeper. Do we have to go deeper in the code? Let's work it out. Okay, so that did not come up. We do have to go deeper in the code. This is not calling. Signal press is already connected. Yep. Okay. Sprint. I know why. This is a simple UI issue that I have. So let's have a look at it. I always make this mistake. Our rich text label is this big, and our mouse is set to filter stop, which means that if you click on this area, because this is the lowest down node, it's gonna stop on the text. We don't want that, so we'll pass it up, and then we'll make sure we stop on this button itself. Stop. Cool. Simple mistake. Let's have a look. Cool, now we have an error. Trying to get return value of method that returns void. Ah, okay. Right, we're trying to emit. Okay, that's another issue. We're trying to await a response from a signal. The signal, right? I don't think you can return end of statement. Yeah. So this, I wonder what happens if I say return a Boolean value. Oh, code pass return a value. Return true. So it was successful. Which means now it will go through the await and maybe pass back through the signal. I don't know. I've never tried this before. So what happens if I call await here? Because we have a return value. Fingers crossed it's just gonna work. Didn't work. Get a return value. Yep. Okay. That's fine. What are we gonna do? We're going to ignore that. We could do something else later, but that's okay. We're gonna go back to the room, and it should already have our scratchy there. We might need to pull out some of our waiting code into our game state for this pop-up to happen. That is huge. What happened? That's okay. With this, we can scratch though. Look at our scratchy in the background. We need to turn off the UI. That's one thing. How do we do that? We need to set active to false up here. Sorry, visible equals false. Cool. Try again. And then we got to fix the sizing. I think because we messed around with our camera sizing today, we've messed up some other stuff. Oh, Casterly, thank you for the follow. Hi, I'm newbie on Godot. That's cool. I am less of a newbie on Godot. What is that? Follower goal 20. Oh wow, how good. Thank you, appreciate that. It's good to be a newbie. We're all learning. How can I make isometric tile set? Could not tell you. Sorry about it. Yeah, tile sets, I haven't really done too much. This is my first. I've done like one project with a little bit of tile sets in Godot, but yeah, isometric that's a bit of a beast. I'm sure there's a good tutorial online. So like Godot 4 isometric. Sure, there'd be good stuff on there. Might be a good video or something. But yeah, I think like the general way to go about it is you just like change the X and Y tile values, and then you'd be good to go there. Because I think they're like slightly skewed if you think about how the fake 3D works. It's kind of interesting actually, but I don't really know how to do that in Godot per se. I don't know why this is not going inactive. Let's have a quick look. First, we go visible as false on our shelf. Get rid of that. Let's have a look. So for some reason this didn't get set. Maybe we can set up visibility to false before. I'm not sure why that would affect anything. Just have a look again, see if we can work it out. Yeah, I'm definitely not using tile sets on this, unfortunately. It came up again. Okay, that's the issue. So it's going away and that's coming back. So let's have a look at what happens when we do a switch room. We transition to the room. We call inventory.populate. Uh-oh. Where is this? On our cafe. That can't be right. Go if. Maybe we can just do match new room. And we can do like, let's do something here. Inventory UI. Oops. We need the case, right? Case, it's a back room. That's where we want to populate. Here. Every other case for now, we can just return. Sure. Maybe we can just print something. Transition finished. Not back room. In case we need to look at that later. I don't really like the idea of passing strings around everywhere, but that's okay. Let's have a look. There we go. We're gone now. How good. I would like to fix this a little bit because it's zoomed in like heck. It's heckin' zoomed. What can I tell you? Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, let's have a look at this. This is huge. Is it scaled up in our scene? Yep. What happens if I 2.5x it? Is that gonna mess up where it was in the scene? Yeah. Okay, so we need to make it central. So let's do that. This will be like here and here. The only other issue. That's fine. We do need to close it though. And then see if it still populates correctly. Just double check it. So go default scratchy. We've got this back up and it is all scaling well. Whoever wrote that code initially did a good job. They did a good job. Just pat myself on the back, you know? Making a tea. Brew the tea. Custom blend. Got some minty floral. Refreshing, calming, soothing. Warm and low strength. I don't mind this at all. Neither do I. It's gone. Back. This. Another day. Time to close shop. Gone to our nighttime. We can order inventory. We can place an order. We don't have the functionality to get that order and fulfill it. We're not going to be the ones fulfilling it. The game in the background will fulfill it based on our day. I think my idea was when you go to the next day, there might be like a morning where like it goes, or you might have to wait a day or two to actually receive your order. I think like one full business day would be fine. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. We've got a little loop going on now, which is good. We can select our scratchies. We don't have functionality to. This is like a fake inventory. We've got static values and we don't have the ability to minus one of these scratchies out. We also don't have the ability to see a lot of details on these. At the moment, you don't even know what you're clicking on, which is not good. Not good UI, so yeah. Pretty good. I think the play here is we're gonna end it. We're gonna end the stream off soon. So we have done our goal, which is making. Look at this. We've got lovely camera transition. And we've got our back room set up, so we can select our inventory. We do need to add functionality to, make the inventory a little more better. But you know, we've still got our game loop, so we haven't broken that, which is good. Took a few hours, but that's okay. We've also got the pixel scaling in the scenes better again, thanks to making the camera management good. The UI, I need to redo a lot of the UI to scale it correctly, as these pixels are obviously a lot smaller than these ones, etc. But yeah, if you aren't following, give me a follow, you know, that would be much appreciated. I'll see if I can set up a raid to someone else. I don't know how to do that. I'm a Twitch newbie, so let's have a go, shall we? So I've got a few people in here. We're all chilling. It's pretty good. See if we can find some cozy. Let me work out how to do this.
So let me just mute this curve.
Let's raid a channel. Let's see. Filter by tag. Can't even see what I'm doing. It's a secret. Triple jump games. There we go. Let's do it. I think we got a raid from this guy, so we will raid back. Here's what it is. Let's do it. Whoa. Alright, thank you for everything. See you guys later. Let's raid. See ya.